And this is Leonardo from Playmates 6-inch line of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle classic retro figures they released based off the 1988 cartoon series. Now, each of the figures in this line has 34 points of articulation. They all come with a base plate that have their individual names on them with some studs to stand them up on. You can stand them without the studs depending on the pose, or without the base plate if you want. Now, all that articulation really lends itself to a variety of different poses you can do. This is the one I keep Leo in the most. Drawing one of his katanas from the scabbard in the back, and holding the other one out in front of him. But we'll just show you some of the some of the points of articulation on them real quick. These are pretty much the same on all the turtle figures. So, first and foremost, you have his head, which just turns left and right. Leo's head has a good paint job. Michelangelo has a little bit more of a googly eye look to him. And Leonardo kind of does too. Donatello, but Leonardo and Raphael look the best of the series, I think. See in their hands, the fingers actually close individually, and then the thumb. The arm has a joint on the inside of the elbow and on the upper part of the elbow, which allows a pretty wide range of motion there. The arm socket up at the shoulder is a ball joint with a hinge. Now, when I initially got these figures, all of them had very stiff shoulder joints. It took quite a bit of pushing and trying to turn and trying not to be too forceful to get them to move. But once I got them to move, they moved very well from there on out. There's the back. This belt is not removable off of the shell right here, but the rest of the belt is. It just pops out in those two places. And then the front here, where he's got his L, that pops out. So if for some reason you wanted to take his belt off, you could. His body twists and turns up here in his midsection right below his chest. Can also lean forward and back slightly. And the legs, you've got a ball joint right there at the hip. And make it turn here. You've also got hinges above and below the knee. The toes move individual of each other. And then the ankle has a hinge joint as well. And the legs also, if I could get them to rotate, it's kind of hard trying to hold it in front of the camera, but they do have a point of rotation right here in the middle of his quads. So very posable figure line, very good looking figure line for anyone who is a fan of the original series. More so than today's current cartoon series. These bear a lot more resemblance to the original movies and the original cartoon. Highly recommended for any collector. It's definitely fun to play with too, but with so many points of articulation, they're probably a little more suited to display and posing than real hard play. So that is Leonardo from Playmates 6-inch classic Ninja Turtles retro line. One more thing I did want to display with these turtle figures. Unfortunately, I don't have Mikey here to show him as well. But they do all have slightly different colored skin. Not sure how well that translates on video. But if you remember the original line of toys from the 80s, the figures had varying degrees of green on them. You can see here that that also holds true. It's subtle, but it is there. So, just one more of the little extra bits that that Playmates has put into the details of these characters. Hey Donnie!